Yo, boy, Desmond Sharp, man, back out here on this Madden NFL 19 franchise mode. And yo, the last matchup was crazy. If you did not see it, make sure to go check that one out. But the entire regular season has been crazy up to this far. Because we are four more weeks in the regular season. Then it's time for some playoff football. And that is definitely going to be crazy. And I will show you the season standings right now. And as you see for the AFC, the Titans and Jets are battling for that number one spot. They're battling for that number one spot. And for the NFC, it is the Falcons leading the division. So for the Titans and for the Texans, these two teams are pretty. They're doing alright, but the Titans are leading their division right now by 3 games. So we're gonna go ahead and get on the way. It is the Browns and the Texans from Houston. Let's go.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned into Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Tyrod Taylor, the new quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, face off with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They were losers last time out, but winners of 7 of 9 prior to that. Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week, they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Alright, so the Texans are going to get the ball first. So Cleveland will get the ball to start the second half. So we continue week 13 of the NFL season. This is a return from the goal line. And he'll bring it up to the 24-yard line near the 25.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive.
Here comes Deshaun Watson.
Back the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural Deshaun Watson.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So Obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other two-thirds, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
First and 10, here's Lamar Miller. And he goes backwards, losing yardage.
He's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Here's Lamar Miller on 2nd down.
And he stopped
And he got nothing on that one. Now 3rd and 12.
Yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
Despite a rookie season cut short with a torn Achilles, Deontay Foreman shows flashes of being a big-time running back in the NFL. In college, he looked like a runaway freight train. A big guy that not many people wanted to get in front of. That didn't change in the NFL. Once he got a little bit of room and started to rumble,
Watson to throw. He throws downfield, and that is picked off.
Picked off by Brian Body Calhoun. And he'll take
Brian Body Calhoun with the pick, and Cleveland will take over.
They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
1st and 10, Zion Williamson. And he will go nowhere, losing yardage back to midfield.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, you know better than I. He has the ability to take
2nd and 12, Williamson.
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that
And he gets it down to the 41-yard line.
Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage,
9 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Taylor. And it's caught.
Here it is complete. And he gets it to the
9 yards on the catch, and that's the Browns' 1st down.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect.
1st and 10. Taylor.
We appreciate it. They want to
And
it's
a wide open receiver.
And he's brought down, but
It's Coleman, and that's the Browns' 1st down. 24 yards.
Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown out of them.
Here's Taylor, and he finds his receiver, and he takes it in for the Browns' touchdown.
Josh Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year, and the Browns have taken the early lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career.
And the extra point is good. So that was a 5-play drive, 48 yards, and it results in 6 for the Browns.
On the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gonzalez now to kick this one away.
Here's a return from the end zone. And he'll be down right at the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They first threw the interception on their first drive, which led to a touchdown.
The Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 24. Trying to shake off the interception.
Watson to throw. And this wide open space on the left side. There goes Deshaun Watson. And he takes it down to the 35-yard line. What a run there. 41 yards.
Turned out much better. And the crowd really responded, didn't they? They always like it better when the quarterback is scrambling around, actually takes off and runs downfield, and that's exactly what he did.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They go play action here on 1st
Watson
down.
throws. Oh, and it's incomplete. So now it's 2nd down. As we take a look at the Browns defense.
For the Browns.
Last year's #1 overall pick comes off the edge for this defense. Slowed a bit by injuries as a rookie. Still had 7 sacks in 11 games and showed pass rush ability that makes teams take notice, because not only can he rush off the edge, he can kick inside in their nickel or sub packages and rush over the guards and create a little bit of havoc for quarterbacks trying to see upfield.
2nd and 10. Here's Lamar Miller. And he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy set the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Watson to throw. He throws. And it's caught. Wes Montgomery.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A nice gain of 21 yards.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands,
speed. I mean,
Watson. And he's taken down.
Jamie Collins. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
Well, surprise,
which
surprise.
Leads us to the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Browns.
They decided to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's
back here in Houston. 7-0 Browns lead. They give it to Lamar Miller.
And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2
3rd and goal for the Texans.
What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them. If
Watson throws. Caught. Wes Montgomery.
Get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And he doesn't quite make it. He's tackled at the 1.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Watson throws. Caught. Touchdown. Wes Montgomery.
As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans are an extra point.
Wes Montgomery with that huge possession grab in the end zone.
From that bad opening drive where he threw the interception, drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have.
And the extra point is up and through. So it's 7-7.
The script that they prepared for this game, just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put him to good use on that one.
So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away.
Here's the return from the end zone. And he gets down right at the 29-yard line.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Taylor will bring the Browns up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
1st and 10, here's Taylor. And Taylor gets sacked and he fumbled the ball.
Well, the offense does cover this one, but back inside their own 5-yard line.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often...
And he lost a lot of yardage there.
Because
he lost 25.
Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield.
Here's Taylor. He's trying to get out of there.
They'll wind up with positive yards.
He'll get 3 yards on that one. Now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yards.
And here's Taylor. Breaks the tackle. And he's taken down in the end zone for safety.
So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
And this one will hit in the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Lamar Miller. The running game has been pretty decent. Looking to do better now. First and 10, Watson. And he will find DeAndre Hopkins. And he's still on his feet past the 50. And he gets it past the 50 to the 47.
Pickup of 28 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47.
2 minutes left to play.
Here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
First and 10, coming back from the 2-minute warning.
Now
Watson. He finds Wes Montgomery.
It's Montgomery. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football.
Watson. Oh, and he gets taken down, flat on his back.
At the 38, Larry Ogunjobi in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders
Watson.
team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner.
And it's caught to Will Fuller.
And they just locked people down.
And he gets down to 31.
It's 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Watson, and he's taken down.
There he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Carl Nassib coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone.
And the Texans are going to go for the field goal.
The result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Our first look at the
And
NFL scoreboard
the field goal is no good.
For the Packers. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. And that's the risk of a long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something
Tyrod
big.
Taylor, he throws it deep, and it's intercepted. Tyrann Mathieu, his 3rd interception on the season.
That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
1st and 10, Lamar Miller.
It's Lamar Miller.
And he gets down to the 40-yard line, and that might just do it for the first half. That might just finish the first half.
So we have reached halftime.
And it's 9-7. Houston leads the Browns. We'll be back to Houston after this halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll kick things off with an AFC South matchup. Indianapolis traveling to Jacksonville. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Ryan Tannehill looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. Jordan Howard, a touchdown run. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
All right, welcome back to Houston. The Texans are going to kick it off to the Browns to start the second half.
For the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But
now here comes Cleveland's offense.
A little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter.
Taylor throws deep. Oh, and he almost pulled it in, but it's incomplete.
His caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit.
Taylor, blitz coming. Throws downfield, and it's incomplete.
Knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Jonathan Joseph there on the coverage.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, If you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Taylor on third down fires, and it's incomplete.
It falls down incomplete. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, there defensively to make the play.
We've seen these defenses
Now it's fourth down.
to keep this one low scoring.
3 straight incompletions for Tyrod Taylor.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Ellington now to return.
Here's the return by Ellington. And he gets it to the 33-yard line.
And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Here comes Deshaun Watson.
Back out there. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Now
Watson throws, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall.
Demarius Randall with the interception.
To the 49.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
1st and 10, Taylor. He will throw downfield, and that is complete.
15. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. It's a big play there for the Browns. 43 yards. Now, he's got their only touchdown. This offense struggling. They target him again.
Everyone is looking for the hot hand, and sometimes you just don't.
1st and 10, here's Williamson. And he is in for the Browns touchdown.
A great play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking.
And the extra point is up and through, and now the Browns lead 14-9.
And a whole lot of toughness. You got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Now it's Ellington to return.
Here's Ellington to return.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive.
Here comes Houston now.
A lot of people think
and last time, 1 play and an interception on their last drive. They should do something else on this drive.
He's going to try and
throws it deep. And Wes Montgomery with the grab. And he takes it all the way. Touchdown Texans.
A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans are in for 6.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. The 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And Watson finds Montgomery for the 2-point conversion.
So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this one will not be returned. It will hit in the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Taylor will bring the Browns up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
1st and 10, here's Taylor. And the blitz came and he lost the football.
Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't
Here's
get
Taylor.
That's a huge
He
difference in the
throws,
ball game.
and it's
In this
complete.
case, they were able to retain possession.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A very solid gain of 27. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme.
1st and 10, Williamson.
He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence.
He gets about 5 yards, and now it's 2nd and 5.
There on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd down, here's Taylor.
2nd down, Taylor. And the pass is incomplete.
It brings up 3rd.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback.
Here's Taylor.
I feel like we're playing old school.
He's trying to get out of pocket. Tyrod Taylor, there he goes.
And then he goes with a juke.
And he gets it all the way down to the 20.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a 1st down.
Here's Taylor to throw. Steps away to
Taylor, he's going to run towards the left. And it's wide open, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Tyrod Taylor with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on the passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turns it into a nice
And the extra point is good.
And it turns into 6 points.
So now it's 21-17 Browns.
And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play
Here
drive,
comes
exactly
Houston.
But
Trailing by 4. They also have the 4th quarter to take the lead.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on standing
Watson
double teams at the first level.
throws. Caught. Wes Montgomery.
And try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
23 yards on the play.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once.
Watson
he told his quarterback, just make sure you
breaks the tackle,
kind of like put up
throws, and caught.
It's complete to Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that is going to do it.
That's going to do it for the third quarter. Browns 21 and the Texans 17.
And it's on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter.
Back here in Houston, 21-17. Browns lead. The Browns looking to get their 7th win on the year.
Watson on first down.
Watson throws. Caught.
At the 7th. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
To the air yet again.
Watson throws. Caught. But it's incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Again, it's Watson.
Watson
Flush to his right.
throws. And it's intercepted.
Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover.
It got snatched.
Will get the football back. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down.
The pass got snatched, and the Browns will take over.
He's in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool.
Here's Williamson,
Not rebounding
and
right
he
here.
will go nowhere.
A familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold.
Taylor, and he finds Williamson.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 7 yards on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's Williamson on 3rd down,
That's Williamson.
and he will not get there.
Back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And as a defensive
Ellington to return the punt.
Into the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot
Taken
of the time
from
they
the
have to
9.
throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance.
And he will get down to the 27, and that's where the Texans will take over.
And now out comes Houston. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit.
First and 10, Lamar Miller, and he gets it down to the 30.
He'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, here's Watson.
Watson throws downfield for Hopkins, and that would have been the 4th interception, but it's incomplete.
If he'd been able to hold on, instead it brings up 3rd down.
3rd and 7. If the Browns get another stop, the Texans would have to go for it on 4th down. See if the Browns can seal it.
As we welcome you back, and let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The Texans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion.
Their 2-game losing streak is up for grabs. Can they end it with a touchdown? Here's Lamar Miller, and he will not get there.
At the 27. He lost 2, and it brings up 4.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Here's Watson on 4th down. He gets caught to Montgomery, but he did not get there.
They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Here's Williamson. And he will get it near to the 25. And the Texans are going to burn their timeouts.
Signal for a timeout, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Back here in Houston, Cleveland just got to stop on defense.
Looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
So Houston's going to have to burn their timeouts.
Running game working.
Here's Williamson.
A strong broken tackle.
And he gets down to the 17-yard line, and the clock continues to run.
On the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast.
Here's Williamson, and he will get the first.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
So Cleveland looks like they're going to take this one on the road.
Regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
So the Browns are going to kneel it. And the Texans will call their final timeout, and they will have none remaining.
As they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. All right, so the timeout over, and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
What a performance by the Cleveland Browns. They are going to take this one on the road here in Houston. They're going to take this one on the road in Houston. Houston cannot stop it.
The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
And they're going to take the knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers...
So Cleveland is going to go for the field goal to put them up by 7, and it's good.
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one.
Even though they kicked the field goal, they can still get a stop.
Kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. Now, this is a spot where you can learn a lot about a young quarterback.
Here comes the Houston offense, trailing by a touchdown. They need the biggest play they can ever get. Watson throws downfield, and it's caught to Hopkins. But they gotta spike it. They gotta spike it.
46 yards.
They have gotta spike it. Because remember, they got no timeouts. And they're going to spike it with 4 seconds remaining. This is for the game. What is going to happen?
One last throw here for Watson.
Watson. He's trying to find somebody. He throws, and it's caught the Fuller, but it's over.
He'll be a little shy of the 25.
He threw it too short, and the Browns win.
But Charles, a one-score game. Down to the end we went. They had one final play in that one-score game. We all knew what was coming. The Hail Mary, they just couldn't get it done.
Wasn't exactly complicated, was it? We all knew, as you said, and go long. We'll see if we can find someone open. They didn't get it done. Someone's happy. Someone is not.
So for Cleveland, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis.
Wow, a tough one for the Houston Texans. They fall to the Browns, and that is now they're on a 3-game losing streak, which is not good because that might cost them a chance to go to the playoffs. That might cost them a chance to go to the playoffs. Well, and I believe that is the last 1 o'clock game of week 13. And yes, it is. And guys, it is almost time. The biggest game of the year.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all your points.
The biggest game of the year.
When you advance the week.
The biggest game of the year. 2 teams in the AFC. One of these teams are going to lead the AFC playoff picture. Will it be the New York Jets or will it be the Tennessee Titans? If you are ready for this big game, hit that like button. Make it splash on that like button.